Welcome to Gold Medal Business, the place to be if you're a children's activity and sport entrepreneur who is serious about growing and scaling your business to six-figure success and beyond. We talk growing your team, growing your students and your venues, and so much more. I'm Katie Cannon, former 5 times British gymnastics champion turned 7-figure entrepreneur. Are you ready to get started? Let's grow your business. We are leading up to half term, the last week of October in the UK, which is really exciting. And poof, just like that, October is gone into the last 2 months of the year. So today I want to share with you a really poignant subject that maybe you're starting to think about as maybe one of your plans for 2025. And that is very much thinking about your brand. And today I want to share with you on how to rebrand your business without losing focus. Now, you want to be rebranding your business every 2 to 5 years. And I want to start with, first of all, in sharing what is the importance of rebranding and why you need to do it. Now, this is a perfect action for us to talk about today, because you would notice, if you've been following us at Gold Medal for the last, I'd probably say a couple of months, you would see that we've gone through a little bit of a rebrand. Especially welcome back to us if you've been with us for 18 months, 2 years. Welcome back. It's an honor to have you as part of our community. And you would have seen a couple of rebrands go on in the last couple of years. And we are about to launch I have written my first ever book, which is very, very exciting, in line with our new rebrand, our brand spanking new book called Unlocking Your Potential as a Children's Activity and Sport Entrepreneur. So if you want first access to this, we have got a fantastic campaign that we're running in November. So I just want you to comment or drop us a DM, book, so we can get you on our mailing list to start with, so you can start receiving the copy before anybody else does. And we have a bit of a competition that we're running, so you can get a free copy and like a PDF version, as well as an in hand, holding the book fresh in your hands. So very exciting. So I just want you to comment, book, or DM us if you want access to that before it's launched on Amazon and other major retailers. I just love saying things like that at the end of adverts, and other major retailers. Okay, so number one, we're talking today on why rebrand your business. As I said, 2 to 3 years, 2 to 5 years, depends on the growth of your brand. You want to be rebranding your business. And why is this important? It's really important to keep it fresh. You as an entrepreneur have grown in that time. You know, I look back at our first Gold Medal website. I look back at my first gym website, like 16, 17 years ago. And obviously tech has grown. Tech has completely transformed since then. And I look back and my gosh, it's a completely different business, it's a completely different brand. You have to move with the times. So it's important to keep fresh. It's important to keep focused. And it's important to make sure it's still aligned with what your mission for your company is. So that's number one on why it's important to. Now, number two, I want to share with you, the reason why I titled our live today on you need to rebrand without losing focus is because some of the mistakes I see in businesses when we're going into the rebrand, I have done this myself. I remember it was prior COVID, it was 2018, and I put so much focus on rebranding, I almost forgot about my day to day. We then saw sales go down because I did not have the team back then that I have today. I saw a lot of things get a little bit messy in the time that I was trying to step out of the business to rebrand my business. So it's almost like you want to keep the lights on and everything moving, but you want to be rebranding in the back. Okay. So number one, when you're looking at your mistakes, is I don't want you to ignore your business. So I don't want you to literally, just like I've said, be like, oh my gosh, I'm rebranding for the 6 months. This needs every part of my energy, my emotion, my time, my organization. And then so much gets lost because I don't want you to go into a rebrand and then go into a cash flow crisis because you haven't been on top of your sales. So number one, I don't want you to ignore your business. I also then don't want you to completely transition away from what you've been doing. Now, every time you rebrand, you're doing it for a different reason. You may be changing your company's message. You might be changing the age groups that you work with, some of your programs. You might be like, do you know what? We no longer want to be known as just a performing arts company. We actually want to be known for dancing as well. And, really focusing on drama, not just the singing, whatever it looks like for you. You might be a gymnastic company and you have only ever operated and just run gymnastic classes, but now you want to transition into maybe doing some other things like ninja classes or dance classes as well, but with a mix of gymnastics as well, within acro dance and so forth. But what you want to be very careful, so often we have this idea in our head. That this is the time to move across and we are rebranding. And when we launch it, everybody's like, oh my gosh, thank goodness they've launched this and we're now totally on par with you. But what happens is it takes 18 months to 2 years to establish that new part of your brand. And this happens, and we had this in Gold Medal as well. When I launched Gold Medal, in my head, I am ready. I am ready for this. I have been ready for the last 5-6 years. I've wanted to do this because I've got so much experience to share with you, but the audience wasn't quite there yet. Are you ready for that next level of growth and you're super serious about getting the level of support that you need? Then look no further. Our Your CEO mentorship program is open for you to apply to. If you are insanely serious about growing your marketing, your team, your next level leadership, you're really serious about that next level growth and scaling your brand to your next vision and beyond, this is exactly the right mentorship for you. It's a 12-month mentorship which is completely tailored around your needs to grow and scale your brand in the children's activity industry. With over 100 years of experience in this program of myself and my team that are sharing weekly trainings of team successes, but also the one-to-one touch. One of the things that we're incredibly powerful and proud of our mentorship is it not only gives you the group element, but it gives you the high touch, the high nurture, and the one-to-one support that I know after teaching hundreds of entrepreneurs will really take you to that next level. So if this is something for you, I want you to book a call in the show notes below. Get yourself in front of our team so we can see if this is exactly the right fit for you and to get you up and running and to start to see your business thrive. And we've been running nearly 2 years now. And in that time, I can really see people now in the last 6 months really seeing a shift, really seeing the development and the results that our community are getting. But it took time. And that is exactly why now was the time to launch the book off the back of it when I wanted to do it 18 months, 2 years ago, but our audience wasn't ready. So I said, if you want early access to that, I just want you to DM us. Godspeed, I've been coaching all day today. Drop us a DM or drop in the chat box. Just put book so we can make sure we get that across to you, and I'll get you on the early launch list, which is really exciting, coming in November. So how do you do this? You want to nurture your audience very slowly, and you want to make sure that you're keeping with your core message and keeping with your core values, and not just be like, this is what we're doing. Oh, by the way, this is what we're doing, but we're no longer doing any of this. Because what happens is your audience get completely lost in the message. They get completely lost in what you stand for because you've transitioned too quickly. As I said, you're ready. In your head, you're ready. You're all guns blazing, but your audience are not ready. So you want to make sure that you're doing that slowly but surely, and you're making sure you're nurturing them in that slow growth as you're transitioning. If you're not stopping anything, then you don't need to do that. It's an add-on. You can just start talking about it and bringing it up to your market slowly but surely. But as I said, if you're transitioning from we used to be known for this and now we're known for this, make sure it's slow nurturing and slow growth. So we've talked about so far, like your rebrand. We've talked about your mistakes and how not to rebrand in this way, to making sure you don't lose focus. Number 3, I want you to think of your rebrand in a few different alignments. I want you to think about how are you doing this in terms of your current brand and the new brand you want to create? So you will notice over the last couple of months, if we've gone through a bit of a rebrand, you will notice new pictures coming up, new way of certain words that we're using. You will notice our landing pages have changed. You will notice our Facebook images and our headlines have all changed. So you want to make sure that the whole holistic approach to your brand is changing. You want to make sure that every step is tuned. So what you don't want to do is be like, you've got brand new, I'd say I'm going to go the other way around. Let's say you don't do any new pictures and you've just changed maybe a few pages on your website, or you might change the logo, or you might just change one landing page, but the whole brand looks the same because the pictures are the same. You're only half branding. You want to make sure you holistically do the whole shebang. Now, we had this conversation because my other half, Andre, is a creative designer. He's a creative director, and he's actually does a lot of websites within our community in the sporting activity and entrepreneur world. And we had this conversation about my brand and my gyms a good couple of months ago. Now, we're going through a bit of a rebrand. And I didn't want to change because, quite frankly, there's nothing wrong with them. We're about to open a brand new facility next year. And I said, you know what? There's nothing wrong with the current signs that we've got in the gym. And there isn't. But we are going through we're up leveling the brand. So we are going for, we've got a new logo. We've got a much slicker looking website that's about to be launched. And we've elevated the brand to the next level. And he said, which is true, my signs in the gym, they have got old branding on them. They've got old logos. So there's no point in having, and I said, could we just, I really didn't want to get rid of these signs, basically. It's a good 5 or 6K with brand new signage that I thought, do we need to spend that money? But as he pointed out, he said, you've got a brand new looking slick brand online with a new logo and everything. And then you walk in and you've got the same branding. It looks the same. So what does that create? It's misalignment. It's misalignment from one image to the next. Now, when you're a really small brand, you won't see this as much. But when you're trying to elevate to the next level, it's all about the presentation. It's all about how you come across. It's all about the experience and the customer journey and the stepping stones every step of the way. So as you're going through that journey, it's really important that everything in your brand experience matches every step of the way.
Hello, so my name is Chantal. I run a toddler football business. I run that for just over 6 years now. So we focus on teaching children to play football, learn through play. I just kind of found that we was getting at a bit of a standstill, so we was kind of just getting comfortable, which was fine, but we wasn't really moving anywhere. Just under 400 children now, and I saw one of the ads for the Scale to Freedom Accelerator course, which is where I started with Katie. I attended that. I had a phone call with Katie as well. She's lovely, really friendly. I've had various coaches in the past, but in terms of business, Katie is the one for us. Obviously, she specialises in children's activity, so she ticked every box for us. It made complete sense for us to sign up to her. So during the 15-minute chat with Katie before signing up, I got on really well with her. I explained the business, she completely understood, which is something that I haven't had from other coaches before. They've always found it really fun and exciting, but then they've given us ideas, but they're not necessarily ideas we can implement because they don't actually have the skill set. Katie does have that. She's been doing this for, I think, just under 20 years now. So I've been working for Katie for the last few months. A lot of what she said on our call, I could completely relate to. It's stuff that I'd thought about and things that I'd wanted to do with the business, just hadn't pushed forward with it. So since working with Katie, we've been able to make loads of changes, get new people on board to help us improve the business, but also improve it a little bit quicker. So it's allowing me to create some of that white space that Katie calls, to put my time and energy into more exciting bits of the business, but also expand it. So the aim is to obviously get the numbers from 400 mark, but to boost them right up. And I just feel with Katie's help and support, that's something that we're going to be able to do. I'm already noticing that the numbers are growing. And it isn't just about Katie as well. There's a great group of people within the team, or there's a lot of other business owners, gymnastics, theatre, dance, other football clubs. So you can catch up with those as well. So you get your one-to-one calls with Katie, which are amazing. I always leave feeling absolutely buzzing because I get so excited on them, and I leave with so many things that I want to do and put into place. And then you get your group sessions as well with the team, so you can hear any highs and lows that they're going through at the minute. You can help them, they can help you. If you're looking to make that next change in your business and you want to grow a little bit quicker, a little bit bigger, but you're just not really sure where to do it or how to do it, 100% recommend the course. Katie's lovely. The other people in the course are lovely as well. If you need a coach, Katie, I'd say she's the coach for you.
So the bottom line of this conversation that we had, we're having new signs now. We've rebranded the whole shebang. So my message for you today, as you're looking at rebranding, is that you rebrand without losing focus from every angle, whether that's, making sure you are fully incorporating the branding into your current commitments and you're not letting other parts of the business go because you're fully focused on rebranding, but making sure that you are rebranding across the whole of your company, from new pictures to align it with your core value and your missions, what your teachers stand for, what your instructors do, what's your message and the benefits for the children that you teach, the positioning of your website to like your landing page, your enrollment funnels, your retention and reactivation newsletters and so forth that you've got going out. Every marketing piece, basically, I could reel off a whole line of things that you need to do within your rebranding. So it's not for the faint-hearted. It's not something that I want you to go into when you go into a rebrand and you're like, I could do it in a week. It's something that is a quarter job. It's a quarter plan. So if you're looking at this as we start to plan for next year, you're looking at, what does this look like? Does the first quarter, is this something you want to do next year? If it is, do you need to block out the first quarter as a priority one for you to really crack down on ensuring that you've got capacity to do a rebrand as well as still operating the business on a day-to-day, whatever position that you're in within your company? So I hope you found this useful in terms of today of looking at what a rebrand actually looks like and how to not lose focus. And as I said at the beginning, we have a brand new children's activity book coming out called Unlocking Your Potential as a Children's Activity and Sport Entrepreneur. If you want first dibs on this and want to get part of our early launch campaign and you don't want to miss out on that launching literally first week of November, drop me a DM or drop a comment on Facebook, and I just want you to put book so we can get you on our priority launch list. Really exciting. It's got all of my journey and all of my nuggets and strategies and tips that I've learned very much from building in this industry over the last 17 years. So I have absolutely loved, been something I've wanted to do for ages. But what have I just said about capacity and making sure you've got it in your schedule to do? I didn't have the capacity to do it before. Now with the rebrand, it's now ready to launch it to you so you can really fast track your growth. So thank you so much for tuning in to Go Gold with Katie today. Have a fantastic rest of your Thursday, and I can't wait to see you next week. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you've enjoyed and you've really got some great benefits, please share with someone you know or someone in the children's activity space to really support them in their growth as a children's activity entrepreneur. Please hit subscribe so we can hit more people and get more great value to them. Thank you so much for being part of our community. It's an honor each week to train and nurture you, and I cannot wait to hear all of your great business successes.